Good morning, everybody. I am finally here to share with you my video of my experience with Washington beef out in Eastern Washington last month. It was such a great experience, and I'm really glad to finally be able to show you guys this video. We stayed for a couple of days up in Suncadia outside of Cleellum, and I'm just basically taking videos of this house because I'm completely obsessed. I was taking notes for a future redesign. Not only was it an absolutely gorgeous space, it was also absolutely wonderful to get to spend time with people in the food space and with my friends at the Washington Beef Commission. We took a drive out to the Teanaway over outside of Ellensburg and got to go meet Kyler Beard in person at one of his ranching operations to learn more about regenerative agriculture and gentle herdsmanship practices.
This was going to be their headquarters for the development. They turned time coming through the topsoil, and most every weed has a pointed seed. So if you're seeing a lot of weeds, it really means that the soil is not being managed. Yeah. And weeds really aren't bad. I mean, they're there, so there's something growing, holding the soil together. The way that I'll work this is fence off each side, and I'll put them in here and graze it off. It's a little bit of plant growth for high water in the springtime. Growing is where grass wasn't growing.
Oh, okay.
So at least it's covering the topsoil. So it doesn't look pretty in your yard, but that's going to help hold moisture in the soil, and they'll get out competed and grown when the grass comes on. I think there's just more of a cold season plant that comes on.
Kyler, his horse Blair, and dog Fringy gave us a demonstration on low-stress cattle herdsmanship and stocksmanship, and it was a really eye-opening experience to see. Hey you guys, I'm out here with Washington Beef Commission and Kyler Beard out, and we just had him move some cattle, and so it's been a really great day, and I'm so glad to be back in Eastern Washington. Not only did we get to see Kyler do a demonstration on moving cattle, Will Durding from Post 5 Cattle Company was also kind enough to bring a half a beef for the entire group to go ahead and learn to butcher. It was an absolutely thrilling experience, and I learned so much. Also, how not to cut myself with a very sharp knife. Carrie Underlee from Range Meat Academy was super helpful for me and Jess to learn how to cut up our subprimals, and she made it look so dang easy. We laid out all of the finished cuts out onto a couple of tables, and oh my gosh, the variety was absolutely incredible. And the best part is, we all got to divide it and take it home for ourselves. Dinner was absolutely amazing, and we even had some Beecher's mac and cheese, along with an 11-hour smoked brisket from Bridget of Bridget's Beef, who I have known since college. It was absolutely divine. And if you're wondering, yes, it is incredibly difficult to pour a glass of wine while you are trying to videotape it at the same time.
Good morning, you guys, from Suncadia in Cleellum, Washington. I am so excited for day 2 of my in-depth beef experience. I've been working with Washington Beef for a number of years, and every time that I team up with them or do one of these ranch to table experiences, I learn something new, and I think that that's so important and absolutely vital to understand who is producing our food and what care that they bring into that picture. And I am so thrilled to be able to share this experience with you guys. Yesterday we got to meet Kyler Beard and from PNW Beef and see about his cattle and horsemanship operation and how they practice low stress cattle herdsmanship, and dispelling kind of the myths around cattle operations. You know, a lot of the things that people kind of seem to understand or think about when we think being a cowboy is the yippee-ki-yay, being loud, you know, running animals. And, you know, I think that that is a very old school interpretation of how to be a rancher. And one of the things that Kyler has been so passionate about and such an advocate for is low stress cattle management, making sure that they're communicating with their cattle and their horses on a level in which they understand it, not to scare them or frighten them or cause that stress, but to do what comes natural to them and communicate it in a way that they understand. So during the demonstration that Kyler had yesterday with his 27 pair, which is a cow and a calf, they were all adorable. They were like a month or less old. There was no yelling. It was amazing how quiet the operation is. And when you recognize that these animals are not braying, they're happy. You know, that's how they communicate. And the pairs stayed together. If the mom and the calf got separated, they would call out to each other, and they were moved slowly. They did the work on their own, not Kyler running around a field with his cattle dog, Fringe. And I thought that that was such an eye-opening experience and something that people don't necessarily get to see on the day-to-day. So I'll be posting a few of those videos, and we got to hear him work the animals over speakerphone, and he was just talking in a normal voice. No yelling, no running. Basically, he just sat on his horse, but he knew how to move his horse, to move his cattle in a way that was minimally stressful for them, so that they did the work on their own instead of him pushing them to go where he thought they should go. And that was really wonderful. And for Kyler, they do like most producers, they will do, you know, field raising for that first 10 months, also like Will Durning at Post 5, for that first 10 months, and then they do go to a feedlot.
Every spring they have a baby. That baby stays on that cow until pretty much 10 months, till the fall. In the fall, that baby's so big, he's already not getting a lot of milk from his mom, and so we need to give that cow a break to not have.
But there are reasons for that, and it's not just to push them through a system unnecessarily, but that they can get the right nutrition. Everything is heavily monitored. They are kept in the best possible health, and you can see that in the end result with the beef. So we also got to do a beef butchery class yesterday with Carrie of Range Meat Academy, and she's a James Beard nominated butcher. And learning from such expertise who saw what care went into these animals, the glow on her face was absolutely out of control. It was really wonderful to see that she knew that these animals were cared for. And I think that that's something that Washington Beef is really trying to promote, is that low stress cattle management leads to a better product. These ranchers and farmers, they care about what they're doing, and we have to dispel and advocate for the current way of doing things, which is low stress and meaning happier cattle, and dispel the rumors that so often, you know, mystify our food production and systems. So anyway, thank you guys, and more to come.